Can you believe it? It's a special effects scene. It's actually from a 1989 movie, directed by James Cameron 33 years ago. Shows us the magnificent underwater world, and he relies on this film. Won multiple Academy Awards. Even now, still in Dobon.com, was 40,000 audience, hit a good rating of 8.0. And I'm going to ask you to follow along. Let's enjoy this 33-year-old sci-fi crew together. The story of the USS Montana, nuclear submarine, on a mission in the deep sea. Suddenly sonar detected an unknown object. To the astonishment of the crew, he's approaching the nuclear submarine, or 130 knots. The captain immediately realized, in today's world, no submarine can achieve this speed. He quickly ordered emergency shelter. Unexpectedly, it hit a reef. A lot of seawater came in an instant. At 1,700 feet of sea floor, no rescue operation will help. The submarine is doomed. The captain had to order the launch of a rescue beacon. Then the submarine sank into the abyss. The US military received a distress signal, immediately rushed to the wreck area. Due to the unique location of the crash site, they had to resort to a nearby drilling rig. And the only thing here that can complete the rescue mission, only the Michael Bean team. Not bad for the US military, directly with astronomical rewards. Make the team happy. Squad doesn't say a word, began their rescue operation. At this time, at the request of the US military, Michael Bean, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, also with members of the Navy SEALs, reached the drilling platform. Subsequently, they rushed to the crash site in 3 small boats. When they arrived, this huge submarine is lying quietly on the seabed. There was silence all around him. The team rushed to the rescue. When they opened the hatch, a corpse floated out. At this time, the interior of the submarine has been filled with seawater. As they go deeper, more bodies appeared. The whole submarine is like hell. Such a terrifying scene terrifies squad member Jack. At this point, he can no longer move forward. Michael Bean had to make him wait, and he kept going. However, he had just left. There was an accident on Jack's side. All his personal devices failed. Just as he panicked, a blue light appeared before his eyes. Frightened, he turned and ran, and it hit the hatch. When the team returns, Jack is convulsing. It turned out that the oxygen device had just been damaged. The crowd saw this and had to send him out of the submarine, and at this time, something strange also appeared on Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio's side. A purple unidentified object appeared next to the dinghy. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio was stunned on the spot. She hasn't reacted yet. The purple object has disappeared into the sea floor. Wait for everyone to return to the rig. Jack is in a coma. No one knows what he saw, and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio couldn't give an answer either. What happened to the team made the general nervous. He quickly ordered the Navy SEALs to complete a secret mission. Original. This nuclear submarine actually contained the Hiroshima atomic bomb. Nuclear warheads with multiple particles. Abnormal events that occur make the general think it was the Soviet Union. After the team successfully recovered the nuclear warhead, just in time for the storm, the mothership on the sea under the might of the storm start wobbling. The next second, the ship's crane hits the bottom of the sea. And here's what's even worse. The crane is being connected to the drilling platform. It's pulling the platform into the abyss. Fortunately, they finally stopped at the edge of a cliff, but the oxygen system malfunctioned due to the impact. They can't get in touch with the mothership yet. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, who is most familiar with platform construction, she decided to go out alone to repair, and she had no idea. What happened next will be something she will never forget. An unknown object appeared behind the woman. As she slowly turned her head, a creature like a colorful jellyfish appeared in front of her eyes. She hasn't reacted yet. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio was fascinated by this scene. She couldn't help but touch it. She only feels that the creature is transparent. It also feels incredibly silky. Just as the creature is about to swim away, she just remembered the camera in her hand, getting ready to take a photo. The next second, the unknown creature disappeared, and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio only got one shot after returning to the cabin, and she showed it to people. But people don't think so. Michael Bean even told her not to cause panic. However, at night, purple light appeared in the base again. As the hatch inexplicably rotates, he found Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. This sudden scene made Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio pee on the spot. She quickly woke up the crew. Everyone was stunned by the scene in front of them. The liquid reached Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. Transform into a human form. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. Start showing Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio various emojis. It doesn't seem to be malicious, and the fluid turns away. It's like leading people to a place. Finally, he stopped in front of the nuclear bomb. Suddenly Navy SEAL John Bedford Lloyd appeared. Frightened, he quickly pressed the hatch switch. The liquid was cut off at the waist, but he didn't attack. Instead, it went directly back to the sea. Everyone thinks this is a highly intelligent creature, but John Bedford Lloyd disagrees. At this moment, he's psychotic because of hypertensive syndrome. He thought it must be the secret weapon of the Soviet Union. Then he led his men to kidnap the crowd, ready to take a nuclear bomb to blow up underwater civilization. The hatch where the people were detained was guarded by the soldiers. No matter how hard Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio tried to call for help, suddenly the door opened. It turned out that Jack, who was unconscious before, came to the rescue, and this time, John Bedford Lloyd has set the bomb to detonate in 3 hours. Haven't waited for him to leave. Michael Biehn killed him. However, John Bedford Lloyd is a Navy SEAL. Michael Biehn is no match for him at all. Just about to be killed, Todd Graff suddenly appeared. John Bedford Lloyd directly into the water. It's not a match for two. John Bedford Lloyd runs to the dinghy. He's ready to set off immediately to detonate a nuclear bomb. Michael Biehn quickly changed into a diving suit and went to intercept. Who knew that the nuclear bomb was firmly fixed? Michael Biehn had no choice but to pull out the rope, strapped the bomb to the rack, watching the nuclear bomb launch fail. Exasperated John Bedford Lloyd comes at Michael Biehn, escaped by Michael Biehn. When he strikes again, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio comes to the rescue, directly paralyzed John Bedford Lloyd's dinghy, and then the ropes that hold the bomb loose. The nuclear bomb fell straight to the bottom of the sea. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio chased after her. He didn't expect John Bedford Lloyd to come after him. After a fierce fight, two dinghies damaged together on the edge of the seabed, but John Bedford Lloyd wasn't so lucky. It just fell off. Pressure in the deep sea let him successfully get the lunchbox. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio's dinghy completely lost power, was flooded with seawater. The worst thing is that the two of them only have one wetsuit. According to their location with the base, it's too late for a round trip. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio proposes to drown herself, and Michael Biehn swam him back to base for a rescue. Even though Michael Biehn couldn't bear it, there is no better way, and he swam his life away to the base. Soon they were discovered by the crew. Everyone hurriedly took the equipment to test the wine. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio was no longer breathing, but Michael Biehn can't just watch his loved one die before his eyes. He can't just give up so easily. Finally, with the tireless efforts of Michael Biehn, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio was successfully sent away. Sad Michael Biehn goes up and slaps him twice. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio miraculously survived. However, the crisis was not lifted. The time since the underwater nuclear bomb exploded. 1 more hour. Everyone is ready to drown the mouse in front of them as he scurried through the water. Slowly, but no movement. Just when everyone thought he had died successfully, it's alive and kicking again. It turns out that this particular liquid is called a fluorocarbon solvent, and this fluid is about to be applied to Michael Biehn because he's about to go to the depths of 10,000 meters, dismantling the nuclear bomb. There's a terrifying amount of pressure at that depth, and this fluid is to prevent his internal organs from bursting. However, Michael Biehn, who was immersed in the water, was too afraid to breathe. He started to struggle. Fortunately, with the encouragement of Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, he gradually got used to this way of breathing. Then he dived to the bottom of the sea, take a leap on the edge of the seabed, set out towards the abyss. In an instant he broke the diving world record. At this point his depth has reached 1,600 meters. But it's not over yet. He continued to fall deeper as the depth increases. He has reached a depth of 3,600 meters. Even the searchlight was instantly crushed, so deep that he couldn't speak. You can only communicate through letters. Suddenly, the navigator was also scrapped under pressure. The intense pressure caused Michael Biehn to gradually lose consciousness. In a crisis, he turned on the signal light, continued to fall into the endless abyss. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio also began to speak from her heart to him, encourage him. At this point his depth has reached 5 kilometers. People who couldn't receive the signal for a long time began to worry. But Michael Biehn sent a signal back. That was a relief. And this is the moment. He found the bomb, and he started to take it apart. Except under the guidance of the military. Soon he successfully defused the nuclear bomb. The crowd cheered. However, in the next second, something desperate happened. He only had enough oxygen to return for 5 minutes. It takes 30 minutes to return safely. It made Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio miserable. She begged Michael Biehn not to give up. But Michael Biehn calmly sent back a message. While Michael Biehn waited to die in silence, and something magical happened. A glowing jellyfish appeared before his eyes. It turns out that there are really advanced intelligent creatures under the sea. He extends the hand of God to Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn also echoed. Then he was pulled away, and what happened next completely shocked Michael Biehn. A colorful underwater city appeared in front of his eyes. Then Michael Biehn was also taken to a room. Without oxygen, he quickly opened the helmet. After vomiting a few tons of seawater, he discovered intelligent life in the water. Michael Biehn greeted them, and they responded with a video. In the screen, the misuse of nuclear weapons has led to a global catastrophe. In desperation, the advanced civilization had to launch a tsunami, completely eliminate humans, to protect the Earth. At this moment, a huge wave thousands of meters high is coming towards humans. And suddenly the wave stops. It turned out that it was because Michael Biehn was dying. A text sent to Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. These tender words, let advanced civilizations see the bright side of human nature. They decided to give humanity another chance, and they don't hide anymore. At this point, the scene of the heart and lungs burning reappears. The underwater city slowly rises. Compared to this behemoth, human ships are like toys. Under the attack of dimensionality reduction of advanced civilizations, humans are so insignificant. And here comes Michael Biehn. He lives up to his mission, finally completed the task of saving humanity. The movie ends here. It's hard to imagine that this is a 33-year-old science fiction movie. This work by James Cameron sparked the special effects revolution in Hollywood, and there was a lot of real underwater photography. After this, there are still many movies that borrow elements from it, and that's the movie. Satisfied all my childhood fantasies about the mysteries of the universe. It keeps us in awe to unlock the mysteries of the universe.